Dr. Balami here with part 2 of our Khan Academy tutorial. Yesterday we showed you how to get started with Khan Academy, how to create an account as a teacher, and how to browse through to find some courses. Today we will focus on the student aspect, showing you how to have your students sign up, how to add your students to your classes. So let's not waste any more time and let's get started. So teachers, yesterday we showed you how to create your account, and we've also went ahead and added a class. So we went ahead and created the 8th grade class, which was a quick tick that we did on the welcome screen. We created this class, but we did not add any students or anything. We went ahead and showed you how to search for different courses that you would want to take or that you could search to add to your class. So let's go ahead and look at the class. I'll show you the different options as to how to add students, and then we'll also go ahead and log out of your account, and we'll go through the process of having you sign up as a student so that you can show your students later on. So go ahead, if you have a device, go ahead and take it out and follow along. If you do not, don't worry, these videos will always be available on our MOE CST tutorials YouTube channel. So we'll go ahead and click on the class that we created. It said that we have 0 students. And so it's asking us to enter your class name. So I'll just say Balani's 8th grade. You see over here, you can import your class from Google Classroom. How cool is that? The way these platforms link actually makes life a lot easier. So if you already have a class on Google Classroom, go ahead and click this. If you do not, we can just create a new class right now. So we named our class, and here you can see you can add students. You also see over here there is a share class code. This is when your users or your students already have a Khan Academy account. If you want to add students, there are 3 different options. You can invite your Google Classroom here if it exists. You can ask students to join with a class link, or you can create your students' accounts. I would prefer that either option is fine. If you have Google Classroom, go ahead and just click this. It'll import all your students and make life a lot easier. You can send them the class link as well. And also, if you want to go ahead and create each account, that's a little bit more tedious. So I would recommend the first 2 options. So we'll go ahead and show you how to do it with a class link first. So go ahead and click on that. You can see that here is a URL that you can go ahead and copy and paste in your email and send it to your students. If you have a Google Classroom and you don't want to import it for some reason, you can go ahead and copy this and paste it on the announcements of the Google Classroom, or any other option that you prefer. If you have Moodle, you can post it there. Remember to always save this class code, because if they have an account, they can just join it from there. And also, Khan Academy gives you instructions that you can print to go ahead and send to your students as an attachment, so they kind of know how to go ahead and create their account. You can also do a tutorial like I'm doing right now just to show them how to do it. At the end of this, you guys will be Khan Academy experts, so you can go ahead and do that as well. So you can go ahead and print it. You select the language, so we'll go ahead and select English. And as you see here, it'll tell you exactly how the steps, how to create an account for your students. So what you will need to do is go ahead and take the class code here and just type it up here, or write it up and then scan it back to your email and go ahead and attach it to the email to send it to your students. So here it gives them step by step. They can go ahead and join the class, go to the website. They will click on add. They will have to type in the class code, and if they don't have, they'll be prompted to create an account or not. So this is the same. They're just 4 little things, just if you want to cut it out and give it to your students if they're in class as well. So it's a very neat option. Once we're finished with that, if you've copied it, you can go ahead and paste it. I'll also show you if you want to go ahead and just add your students through this platform itself, you can go ahead and click on add new students, and you can go ahead and create your students account. So I can go ahead and create an account for myself. So as you see, the unique username will be added automatically based on the student name. And so let's add Alberto August. Just to give you a couple examples. And so for C, his username came up with a number 4 because that username is already taken. I will go ahead and create one for our other facilitator, Victoria Perez. So there we go. We can click on next. And if you want to change if you want to change the password, you can go ahead and do that. What I recommend is creating one standard password just in case they forget it. You can go ahead and remember and give that. Once they log in with the username and the password, they will be prompted to change it. So you can go ahead and do the same for everyone and just put one standard thing. I just remember it needs to be 8 characters long. You need a capital letter, you need lowercase, and you need a number. So I sort of like to follow this template and encourage others. The first letter is capital, you could put lowercase letters, have a number, and if it requires a special character, you can go ahead and put that special character as well. So we'll just choose to do an exclamation mark for this. We can go ahead and say create accounts. It just takes a couple seconds based on your internet connection, and they have to create an account for each student. So it says that we can download your student usernames and passwords. They recommend downloading a CSV, so it's comma separated values spreadsheet for your students' usernames and passwords. So for privacy reason, this will be the only time you will be able to access the password list. So please ensure that you go ahead and download it just so that you have a copy and you can share it with your students later on. We can go ahead and say done because the accounts have been created. I'll just kind of show you how the CSV looks so you can see it. So we're going to go ahead and open Excel. And once it pops up, it takes a couple seconds to load. And this is just because we have 3 accounts. If you have a little bit more, it might take a little bit longer for your computer to register it. So as you see over here, let me make the screen a little bit bigger. You can see that, okay, for student name, username, and password, I like to just highlight the main field, the main row. These are the student names, these are the usernames, and then these are the passwords. If you want to go ahead and do it this method where you create the usernames and passwords, then you have to ensure that you copy these to the respective people. Do not share this list with the whole class because you don't want everyone to have access to everyone's users' names and passwords, because then that can get a little messy. Another way that you can do it is tell them to go to Khan Academy. Let me go there. khanacademy.org/join is the other option. They can go ahead and go to that website and they'll have to enter your class code. So the class code is, let's copy it here. We'll go ahead and paste it over here. So this is how the students can do it. Once you've created the class, you have the class code already. You can go ahead and send that to them, which is an easier way than you creating the usernames. And say you want to go ahead and join Balani's 8th grade class, and then just wait for it to prompt up. It might ask them if they want to create a username, or it might go directly to the class. So see, it showed up directly to the class. It says that there are 4 students, and this is the view the students would be able to see. Okay, teacher, so now that you've created your class, you have four students that you have created. You've also learned how to send the link to your students or send the class code for them to join. So now what you want to do is go ahead and set up your class and probably put in a couple assignments. What you can do is go ahead and click on the class that you have created. Here you will see an activity overview. So this is what we call a teacher dashboard. So you as a teacher would be able to see this. You'll see your student names, you'll see specific information for it. There's an option for course mastery where you'll see the placement and progress of the courses, assignments where you can assign stuff to your students and also see the scores. And then there's some admin settings over here. So we'll go ahead and focus on the assign. There are tons of options with Khan Academy and we cannot cover all of it. So we'll just show you a few main ones and then you can go ahead and explore the site for yourself. So we'll go ahead and click on assign. So the reason this is showing up as math is because if you remember yesterday, we went ahead and clicked on 8th grade math. So here it's pretty awesome. It shows you different topics that an 8th grader or a standard 6 student should learn. And as you click on it, you see this assign button, you can go ahead and assign them specific topics. So if I go ahead and click on maybe numbers and operations, you'll see that the number 85 will show up. That means you're assigning 85 items to the class. And why is it 85? When I click on this arrow, there's sub topics involved. There are quizzes, there's different lessons, different videos that will all be involved. And no, you do not need to assign them all 85. So we can go ahead and uncheck this and we can say for today maybe we want them to probably focus on repeating decimals, or we'll see that they've been having a little trouble with exponent properties, so we can go ahead and say let's go ahead and check on that, and then we'll go ahead and just give them the quiz so that they can test themselves. So we'll go ahead and say assign. Once we've said assign, you have an option. So you're going to assign the 6 items. We'll set option for all selected assignments. The question set for the quiz, do you want different question for each student? If they're in the same class, then they can kind of peep over each other's computers, then it's better to do a different set. Also, if they're probably online chatting, you don't know, so it's better to give a different set of students, a different set of questions to each student, so they can't really just call each other and everything. But if you decide you want to give them the same set just to see how they did across the board, then you can go ahead and check that as well. It's completely up to you. So you're assigning it to all students, or if you realize that a specific student needs a little bit more assistance, you can just unselect all and you can say, okay, Namrita, you need a little bit help, and maybe Dr. August, you need a little bit help with this exponent assignment. So the due date tomorrow is pretty fast. For 6 items, I'd say give them at least a week, and we'll be nice and give them till next week Friday. And the due time is normally 11:59. But if your class finishes at 3 and you want to set that, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to set this option later, you can go ahead and do that as well. So we'll go ahead and say we'll assign the 6 to Namrita and Dr. August. And we'll give them about a little bit over a week time. So as you can see, it's assigning already. So now you can see that there's another option as manage, and this popped up because we went ahead and assigned it. When the students actually answer the questions, the scores will appear here. So as you can see, these ones are blanked out because we did not assign it to Tech Training or Victoria Perez. We went ahead and just assigned it to these 2 people. You'll go ahead and see their scores as they appear, and once it's past the time, it would lock it off for them, so they wouldn't be able to do it after that. You can go ahead and manage the assignments as well, which is pretty cool. If you want to their actions. You could edit the specific assignment name, if you want to copy and paste it to something else, if you want to view the different reports. And here you'll see 0 out of 2 because it was assigned to 2 people. So there are tons of options. You just need to go ahead and scroll and see the different options. You can go ahead and look at the admin settings for students as well, to see the rosters. If you click on one, you can see the actions that are available there. You can either add them to another class, you could remove them from the class, or you can stop coaching them as well. So there's a lot. You just have to take your time and look through it. You can also search different courses that you want to be involved, that you want your students to learn, and you can go ahead and add those to them as well. So teachers, today we showed you how to have your students access Khan Academy website. We showed you how to have them join the class, and also how to populate your student roster if you want to go ahead and create their usernames and passwords. You can always go back to your teacher dashboard to view your class, your students, and also different resources that you have access to. You can go ahead and explore the parents and mentors. We can't do that right now because we're short of time, but you can always go and explore. And if you need more help, you can click on this and it will give you some guidance as to how to get around it. And here for your class, you can always go ahead and add different classes, incorporate your Google Classroom. There are just tons of options. So don't be afraid, teachers. Go ahead and explore and have fun. We'll see you till next time.